Good morning and welcome to Village in Motion. I'm Marcia Boyles and I'm delighted this morning to begin our first segment with Christine VandenDries. Christine, I said your name I think correctly, did I not?
It's
Good.
close.
Christine is the administrator of home support and home health.
Yes.
Christine, let's begin a little bit talking this morning about what's going on. You're telling me there are renovations going on down there?
Yes, we are in the middle of a renovation down in home health and home support. They are replacing carpets, they're painting, just kind of giving the office an overall facelift. So we have beautiful new carpet in the common areas.
Nice.
The walls have been painted, a pretty shade of beige that really makes the office very open. Mm-hmm. We've rearranged some furniture.
Have you taken out the water bottles?
The water bottles.
Weren't there water bottles?
They're in a training room that's away from us, so yeah, they're not there.
Okay.
But yeah, we've got a nice little setup down there, and then phase 2 will be they're going to be replacing carpet in home health and in some of our other common areas on that side of the office where the nurses sit. So. Mm-hmm. New coats of paint, new carpet for those areas as well. So it's really pretty down there.
Have they finished or are they still
No,
doing it?
we're about halfway through. They're going to start again, I believe, next Monday and finishing those other areas. So some of the staff that's in those areas will move across the hall temporarily to the old hospice space. So what used to be a really quiet, kind of not a lot going on office has been utilized for the home support staff that went over and worked in there for a week. Then they came out and went back to their new digs. Mm-hmm. And now home health is going to move over there while they replace carpet. So it'll take about a week for everything to happen. They're doing it in stages.
So you're playing musical chairs.
A little bit. We could not do it without housekeeping, and IT has been incredible because they have to take all these computers and the phone lines and move them to a new location, hook up that line so that if you call me, for example, and I'm not in my office, I'm in a new space, they make all of that work for us. So they come in at the beginning and the end and make all of those things work. And with our schedulers, they were having to do it one person at a time so that we always had people available to answer the phone for home support. You can't just shut all those phones down. So they did it during business hours. It was incredibly smooth. I was amazed at how easy it was.
If somebody needs home support after hours, is there somebody available?
There is. So
is there somebody on the phone?
We do. We have on-call schedulers who you can call. Mm-hmm. So after about 5 or 6 o'clock, our phones roll over to our on-call team, and they answer the phones up until just before midnight. So if you need to make a change for the next day, or if you need services, they take those calls. They also take calls from our aides. For example, if a resident isn't home and they're wondering where they are, so there's someone that they can call up until midnight. They make changes to the schedule, coordinate all that the next morning with our clinical managers in home support and our office schedulers. And then those we have one person during the week, Monday through Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday we have weekend on-call people, and they're on all day long from 5 a.m. I believe to 11:30 at night.
5 a.m.
Mm-hmm. So they're on all weekend long.
All right. Well, that really is impressive and very humble. I was never sure how that worked. Mm-hmm. I know that hiring home support aides is always difficult. Mm-hmm. Where do things stand with that these days?
I'm so excited. So we just had an awesome career fair last Friday. We're working on lots of changes to our program, and one of the things that we did was opened up a whole bunch of full-time and part-time positions, and we have a lot of what we call flex staff, so they're here for just whatever they want to pick up, but a lot of them were looking for full-time positions, so we were able to convert a lot of our flex people that have been with us for a long time to full-time and part-time positions, which is great for them.
Well, and great for you.
Yes, absolutely. We know that they're going to be here with us, that they've got a set schedule, and then it helps with the consistency of who our residents see too.
It's just what I was thinking.
Yeah.
that would, I know that's always been a concern here, that you may get somebody different every day,
right?
Kind of thing,
right.
And that would certainly help with that. And that includes benefits then for the.
Depending on the amount of hours they do, yes, there's benefits, a scale for them. So they've put in their time, they've been here, and they've been working so hard. So we brought them on to our full-time and part-time teams and opened up their flex positions. So we're going to to continue to have career fairs monthly and try to bring people from outside our community in so that they can come on campus and see what we have to offer. Because I think that sometimes when you think about a gated community, you don't come on here, you don't know what you're getting versus driving by, in Springfield, you drive by Sunrise or something.
Right.
So inviting them to come to a career fair and see what we have here and see what this looks like, I think takes some of the mystery away for them, and they're more open to applying. So we've had great turnout. We've had great applicants. We've hired some external candidates that came to the career fair. And then we've got 2 models of aides that we use. We have CNAs that are certified and have gone through their course and taken their exam. And we also
does Green Spring actually offer that course? We
do not. We do not. I mean, we've had some conversations about, in the future, would that be something we want to do?
Who offers it?
Oh, they're everywhere right now.
Are they?
Yeah, there's a lot of CNA programs. They're pretty affordable. And some companies do, some companies actually go so far as to start their own programs so that they can grow their own people. Other companies look to these outside programs that they have, but they're everywhere right now. And like community colleges have them, but then there are also standalone programs, and it's a 120-hour course that they go to, and then they sit for an exam. But some people choose to take that 120-hour course, but maybe aren't ready to sit for the exam. And we don't want to lose those people. They've got all the skills. So we have a position we call a home care worker. It's the same job. They just have a slightly different title. And the care that they provide is just the same as a CNA. And so we've opened up that model of applicant as well. And I think that having been a nursing student and looking for work at the time, I was not a CNA. I was a music student that went to nursing school. And I had no ability to go to CNA school on top of it. So I didn't have a license to work off of. And I finished my first year of nursing school and wanted to get into a healthcare position, but couldn't because I didn't have a CNA license, even though I was giving medications and handling IVs.
Right.
So these home care workers, that's a great position for someone who's in their, first year of nursing school, going to clinicals. They have all those skills already.
Well, now, Christine, all right, so you're saying that the home care workers but have had some training.
Yes, they have training. They've been through their 120-hour courses.
Oh, I see.
They just may not have sat for their exam yet.
I see, okay.
And in some cases, a lot of them have been doing this for 15 and 20 years. They've just elected to not take the test for one reason or another. And there's great value there in that experience. So we've opened up those positions as well. So we encourage anybody, if you've got, a family member, a friend that's a nursing student even, or a physical therapist, somebody that's had that hands-on experience and knows how to work with our population, even if they haven't sat for their CNA license, send them over, send them to our website. We would love to meet them. And then we're going to be having monthly career fairs from now till March to hire more people.
Well, that sounds like a really smart thing to do. And that's a brand new concept here.
The home care worker?
No.
Oh, just the career fairs?
The career fairs.
Yeah, I mean, they've been having them in the past, but I think that, we've HR and home support have collaborated and have just decided we're gonna kick it up a notch. So.
Okay, well, that's terrific. So how many positions at this point do you have?
Available? Ooh, I'm going to say upwards of 20 right now when we opened all those flex positions. Most of them are flex or part-time. So our full-time positions for the most part are filled, but we have those. We're now just kind of trying to supplement so that when someone calls us on Friday and says, can you take a 24-hour case? We can say yes, absolutely. Yes. I've got 10 people waiting in the wings for something to do this weekend.
Oh,
so we want to be able to say yes as often as possible.
All right. And I suppose there's no way you could say we can do it 90% of the time or 95% of the time.
Right, and we have great partnerships out in the community with some different agencies that in some cases what we've done is talked to them and said, we have this case and starting Monday we can take it from here on out, but we're full for this weekend.
All right, so do you make those arrangements?
So if someone comes to us and it's Friday afternoon and they need Saturday morning at 7 and we don't have anybody, we call them and it's a consistent company that we work with in the community. They have a great reputation and they say, yes, we will help you, Saturday and Sunday, Monday morning, you guys can take it back over.
Okay.
And they come and we get amazing compliments on their staff and it's a great partnership. So it's worked out really, really nicely.
All right. Are you saying, Christine, that if somebody comes to you on Friday and says, I need weekend help, that you can pretty much guarantee that you'll find it if you can't provide it?
I have yet to see us be unable to help in some way.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that's a very comforting kind of thought. I mean, because these things do arise. And if somebody comes to you and says, starting a week from tomorrow, that's no problem.
Easy.
Okay.
Yeah, we have plenty of time to arrange stuff in the meantime.
Okay, all right, that's terrific. Well, I'm sure for every agency that does the kind of work that you do, getting good help is always an issue. Now, with regard to home health, you're using physical therapists, nurses, speech pathologists, any others?
Occupational therapists.
The OTs as well. All right. Now, do you have any difficulty getting that kind of staff?
No, right now, we, last time I was on, I brought RJ over. He had come from Garden Ridge and he's now full-time with us.
No, he was a physical therapist.
He's a physical therapist. We have 2 great full-time nurses. We have a whole bunch of occupational therapists that work part-time or are shared with Garden Ridge. They've wanted to come over and help us too, so they've been with us for a while. And then we have a speech therapist that we share with Garden Ridge also. So right now we have a full complement of staff that we need. And as the business grows, we'll be looking to add more people. Home Health and Home Support just hired a new flex nurse who is trained on both sides. So she can work in both lines of business, which is great because it's home health, the paperwork is hard.
In home support, that would be as an evaluator?
She would be the nurse that goes out, does the evaluations and the updates to the care plan. But in home health, she could also do nursing visits because the paperwork is different, and the private duty side of home support it's very specific to our company, but it's not regulated like home health is. So home health has a very specific system that we follow, and we follow Medicare guidelines, and the paperwork, the questions involved are very, very detailed, and it's an extensive amount of training that you have to be able to adequately answer them. So when we were posting the position, we specifically looked for someone who had done both.
All right, that was familiar with that kind of
so that we could kind of combine those teams and share staff, because overall, we want to sort of integrate both lines of business so that our staff gets experiences on both sides.
Well, and now you have converted to a computerized system of record keeping.
It's coming.
Oh,
it is
not
coming.
Entirely.
It's Charlestown and Oak Crest have started, and they're going to be finishing up the pilot program, I think, the end of this month. And then they're going to start rolling out to the other communities in the new year. I think they're taking January to sort of, kind of regroup. We're going to be going up to Baltimore to talk about everything that they learned, put in our 2 cents, myself and our clinical manager, Ann. And then in April, we're going to get our system. So they're going to roll it out in tiers because corporate's got to come and teach. So I'm super excited because I just placed the order for our devices. So I ordered all of the equipment that we're going to be getting.
What kind of devices are you using?
They're going to be using a tablet, but more of a laptop size tablet. So I'm waiting for the exact description of what it is. But yeah, it's going to be more of a larger tablet with keyboard that they can utilize.
I'm sure your staff are going to be thrilled to get that, so that they're not sitting writing things out in longhand.
They're excited.
Yeah,
they're really excited.
No, that's a good thing, but not till April.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it is coming.
It is coming.
Well, anything else new and exciting? I mean, it sounds like all kinds of good things are
Yes,
happening.
it's awesome. We just welcomed our new resident life director, but she's off-site today. Trish Hawkins has joined us. She was with our community before.
I know she was. Now, she's an RN. Is that correct?
She
Do I remember
is,
that
and
correctly?
she was our old administrator in my position. So I have somebody that did my job for many years, which is great because I have someone to lean on and look up to.
Yes.
So we're so excited that she's with us, and everywhere I go with her, walking around the community, somebody stops her. You're back! I'm so excited, and hugs, and people are just absolutely thrilled to see her, and we're so grateful she's here. So.
Where has she been in the meantime?
She's been with a company called Thrive at Home, which we utilize some of their staff, and we have a partnership with them. So it's been a really nice transition between the two companies, and we have a great relationship with them thanks to her and the other staff at Thrive that was there. So it's a really nice thing to have
Well, the
her.
fact that she knows our community so well, that's
Yes.
terrific that
Yes.
she is, that she's coming back. No, I remember her and was delighted to hear that she was coming back, and we certainly need somebody in that position.
Yes, and she's got so much knowledge of the community, the residents here, the staff that have been here for so many years.
Yes.
So it's really, it's a wonderful thing down there. And we're gonna celebrate our holidays next week. We're having a Resident Life little holiday party for our staff down there. And so I'm glad she's here to share that with us, you know, kind of a celebration of her arriving too, so.
Well, that's terrific, Christine. That sounds good. And how are things going with you and the job?
Fantastic. I love it here. Every day is
good.
an adventure. You know, I have a now 5-year-old daughter who tells everybody that she's going to be a nurse and a boss like mommy. And so someone asked her where I worked, and she goes, "That place on the highway with the sign that's got the grass." I was like, "Green Spring?" She goes, "Yeah, Grass Spring." She calls it Grass Spring Village. I'm like, "It's Green Spring Village. You got this." But yeah, this is just such a wonderful place to work, and the work-life balance, the family, the community sense here, where I used to be was a wonderful place too, but nothing like this. And a lot of my old staff that I used to work with, you know, ask me all the time, you know, "How is it? What's it like there?" And I'm like, it's like working with your family. It truly is. It's, you know, there's never been more of a sense of I've got your back than at this place. So.
Well, that's certainly always good to hear.
Yeah.
I'm delighted you feel that way.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I see that our time is about up here. Is there anything that you would like to leave us with other than happy holidays?
No.
I mean, I see you have your Santa hat.
I'm a Santa hat,
So
I'm ready. I almost wore reindeer ears, and I thought that would be too much, but Diane hooked me up with a Santa hat before I came on.
I think maybe the reindeer.
They were cute, they jingled, they were awesome, but it's okay.
Oh, I think that would have been quite startling.
Yeah.
What can I say? Well, Christine, many thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
It was certainly informative, and I think all of us, no matter whether we use your services or not, are always interested in what's going on.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, eventually any of us might have to use you with very little notice. So we're delighted this is all going well for you.